So we're Team Chicken, about 5 people, 3 here. Jay, 6, 7, down.
Rebecca
on Skype, and Sergio was here yesterday. So one of the challenges was called backyard poultry farming. Now, we've noticed that this challenge hasn't been really taken seriously amongst the crowd. Some people argue space is much cooler than chickens. What do chickens have to do with space? Well, let us show you. No? Exactly. So basically the premise of the challenge is that backyard chicken farming is getting more and more popular again. People are going back to their, the old days, the crafts of keeping chickens. But, they need a little bit of help because we're spoiled. We're getting information handed to us on a daily basis. We have our phone, we're always connected to everything, but not our chickens, right? You have your chicken in your backyard. You don't know what's going on when you're at work. You're going away for a weekend. What's up with my chickens, right? So that's clearly another problem. So we've got an image problem. Chickens aren't as cool as people, as they actually are. They're not as practical. So there's clearly a design solution, a design opportunity here. So first of all, why backyard farming? First thing that comes to mind is free eggs. Well, it's not really about money. Actually, keeping chickens is more expensive than buying the amount of eggs that they provide, but the quality is better. And it's not just the quality of the eggs, it's the quality of life. Your life, quality of the chicken's life, right? The companionship of the animal. So it's about relationship, it's about community of chicken farmers. So what we've done is design an app that taps into your chicken house. You buy your starter kit, you equip the chickens in the house, the coop with sensors that give you a live feed of what's going on in the coop. So basically, that's quantified chicken. We're getting all the data and we're making sense of it. So basically, here we are, Earth, and our roadmap product, space, particularly Mars. So you open the app, you're looking at my coop. So you're at work, you want to know what's going on with your chickens, you open the app, you see, oh, right, so there's 13 eggs, outside temperature is 21 degrees, inside 26, and the door is open. It's daytime, sun's out, 3 in the afternoon. Missy, she just left the coop, it's a beautiful day out. And we've had a notification, the water supply is running low, so I know that when I go home in the evening, I have to kind of fill up the water. I can get, medical or what is it, health alerts. Chicken flu, big topic. Keep your chickens inside, you get immediately alerted of these events. We have, the eggs, of course. That's still interesting, also, although that's maybe not what we're doing it for. So the day starts with opening the coop door, right? The coop bay door. Closing it at night. And every day we get a report of how our coop is doing. The happiness index is one of the key indicators of the software. Oh, there's. Clearly they have the priority. Right, so what can it do for me? Well, you'll have happier and healthier chickens, you'll improve the quality of your production, your coop on the go, a smart community, and minimizing trial and error. So how it works is basically your starter kit. There's a lot of tools available already that help you remote control your coop, or to actually time it, but there's no remote control. So if we tap into that, we can actually do that remotely and automatically. Equipping the chickens with RFID and having readers and key points can tell us how much they're moving around, which is a key indicator of how happy they are and their health. Changes in behavior are events that allow us to tell that something is up. Climate sensors, and of course the mainframe, used outside of popular movies. So all of this is enabled by tapping into the coop with sensors, readers, etc. But part of it has to be manual as well. So we can daily add data to the feed by saying what you've done and collected eggs, fed my chickens, filled up the water supply, I noticed something unusual, etc. So I got 13 eggs, pretty good day. And I can check this in. So going forward, what's next? Chickens in space. Because the challenge by itself was not very clear on what the relationship to space was, and we talked to some people. Actually, it turns out there's none intended in the challenge, but at the same time, it also turns out that chickens are actually a very good means of helping a life on a planet like Mars be feasible, because they can eat your kitchen waste. They are, they shit. So you can grow stuff, and you can eat the eggs. Excellent source of protein. So there is certainly a business case for having chickens be there, transporting the eggs there. Great.
So the app allows
So the app allows for you to look at the efficiency of the coop and of your flock, and how you can make the most efficient, and not just efficient, because industrialized chickens have been around for a long time. You can put them in a box and they can produce eggs all the time. But what you want is healthier and happier chickens in space that can produce delicious eggs, and a lot of delicious eggs. So the more efficient they are, but the more happy they are. That's the point of the app, is really to maintain both efficiency and happiness. And that's going to be on long-term space flights as well as in colonies. I think that this is applicable.
Oh yeah, well, we have the community part, right? We've got community on Earth. Just for the completeness of the story.
Well, it's the big data story, right?
Yeah, big data, so you can measure your chickens' happiness against chickens in a neighborhood. So if they're lower than the index, you're clearly doing something wrong yourself. If your chickens are above the index, you can be a thought leader towards community peers, for instance. Tips on changing feeding habits are part of it, of course. So that's our product. Questions?
No questions on the algorithm.
Yeah, we have a question there.
What's next?
What's next? Well, of course, next is actually equipping some chickens with some Arduinos and sensors, and building an app that actually takes that data in, because one of the challenges here is that the data set is not available. There's nothing that we can build this directly on. So that's the intention of the starter kit. You get a very lightweight, minimal setup that is easy to implement, but gives you a lot of return on that investment. Especially over time, if you just have a couple of key things you're tracking, you can also already get a lot of insight.
The last point is, have you thought about what kind of sensor do you need and how much do they cost?
Yeah. Of course, these things change very fast, type of sensors, and I think most people here know enough about Arduinos or Raspberry Pis and the type of sensors you could attach to that. So we didn't really go into specifics in the presentation, but having a simple RFID in the neck of the chicken, RFID tag, and then having a sensor above the coop gate and at the feeding trough, and maybe at the egg laying place would help, and then temperature sensors. Obviously, there's a lot of this stuff has been developed already and just gets cheaper every time. We were aiming for a $200 type of starter kit, and we think the automatic door is a real big seller because or a persuasive point, because we don't have to get up early anymore to open the coop, or we can stay inside to close it.
If they're inside.
Well, yeah,
You have to convince them to go back.
but they tend to go in by themselves.
Good.
Myself, I'm a big fan of the chicken pedometer. Yeah, kit bit for the quantified self fans.
Yeah, not too many out here apparently.
So this isn't so much a question, but a suggestion. I mean, I think you and the last team ought to get together, because the idea of, I mean, there's a lot of data on board the space station, and we don't have RFIDs in the astronauts, but there's all sorts of data up there, and whether you want to tweet something about the perspective of the exercise equipment, or, you know, you could create some creative ways for somebody who's interested in what's going on the space station to look into things like, you know, habitation systems or experiments or whatever. You know, you could figure out a way to take data and creatively match it to other data, and then create these ideas. You know, I left my coop, it's beautiful outside. I mean, you don't know that's what he's thinking, but you create this way to get people's interest in, you know, this might be, you know, I don't know, I think it's an interesting idea that could be applied to what they were trying to do, just raise awareness.
Well, I think it's interesting because it's about personifying or humanifying something that's very technical, or maybe a daily routine that, you know, isn't that interesting, but as soon as you put some personality around it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we chose to really go in a non-technical direction with it, because the technology is there. We don't have to worry about that, but it's about you. You know, people who buy chicken, they don't want another gadget. They kind of want to have that personal face to it and that character, we think.
Well, it's an important aspect of what we're trying to do, raising awareness to what's going on in space and the importance of it. You know, somebody that can translate something very highly technical into something that relates to my mom. You know, is
Real stories rather than just data.
Yeah, it's about how you frame the information. That's the point of personifying it, but also we were making these screens for Earth with the water supply indicator, and the same for Mars, which has the same water supply indicator, but just because of the change of context, that message becomes much more meaningful, because you start thinking about, you know, water on Mars is a little bit more scarce than here, so you start to frame current, typical everyday events on Earth in kind of a foreign context.
Did you think of GPS to find out where your chicken are? Or maybe for your dog or for your cat? You see so many of these ads for lost dogs and cats. It would be nice to know where they are.
We're waiting till you guys have Galileo finished, so we can have some resolution.